Last time out, we put a whooping on Bayer Leverkusen, winning 6-1 and dominating from start to finish. But with the DFB-Pokal coming up and more Bundesliga action to follow, will we give ourselves plenty of reason to continue celebrating, or will we stumble and fall flat on our faces? Find out now at Total FIFA Career Mode. We're going to hit the ground running and get right into game action here, because we have a domestic cup to challenge for. Heading on the road to Cologne for DFB Pokal action. As we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for me down below. You can follow us on Twitter at TotalFIFACM, on Instagram at TotalFIFACareerMode, and of course on our website, TotalFIFACareerMode.com. We're going to line it up here in a formation that's been working for us. 3 in the back, 4 in the midfield, 2 attackers, and 1 lone striker. This has been working out for us very well. We're going to stick with it. Just kicking off here against Cologne, you can see we've got some goofy conditions. A little snow on the field. Cold day, it's going to create some traction problems. You can see some of the players moving around a little bit slower and gingerly. That's to be expected, but hopefully with our speed, that'll help us. You can see the high press that they're putting on us, and what was that? Maximiano, the pass back to him, he kicks the goalpost and knocks in an own goal. 3 minutes in. 3 minutes into the game, we knock in an own goal. We're spotting him a goal. Unbelievable. What a horrible way to start a game. And you see Cologne not pulling off the gas here. Another mistake by Maximiano. What is he doing? Oh my gosh, luckily he can stop shots. Terrible decision making. He already has an own goal that he tripped over. He gives away a pass. Has to make a couple of back-to-back good saves. Here we go, finally back on the attack. Getting a little something going here in the 19th minute. Phil Foden up ahead. A man to beat. Oh, beautiful spin move. Up ahead to Trincao. Has the ball. Turns. Fires. Oh, a save. McKinney tries to turn and fire, unable to do so, and it looks like he was offsides anyway, but a good chance for Werder Bremen. Back on the attack here, 23rd minute. Gravenberch has a man wide open on the far side and does not see him. You saw that man we highlighted cutting, he was wide open. Maintaining possession, Badashil resets it out to Simakan. To McKinney. To a cutting Vindal. Does he have options? Fires. Great save. Oh, and it's finally cleared. A couple of really good looks for Werder Bremen here, but unable to commit. Now, with this high press, we have no choice but to continue going back to Maximiano. He's typically pretty good with the ball at his feet, with the first few minutes of this game being an exception to the rule here. Now we get things out in the open. If they're going to press, it's going to leave him exposed. Here's Kaseki. With a man to beat, stops, cuts, turns, fires, and it's Trincao! Francisco Trincao finds the open spot in the defense, left exposed to the counterattack because of that high press, and that's the one downside. If they're going to press me like that, if I can beat it, we've got room here. And watch the run Trincao makes, and this giant open spot in the defense. The back line's too deep, the midfielders can't keep up, and there's Trincao right there in a beautiful spot to put a boot on it. And just a fantastic finish and a good look from Kaseki, and that was a great run from about midfield from Trincao. And he really has not done a whole lot lately. 3 goals in his last 8 games in Bundesliga action. Not a lot of scoring from him, but he seems to be thriving a little in this striker position. So that's working out well. But we're going to go to halftime 1-1, and considering we spotted him a goal, that really could have been a lot worse. So all in all, we're pleased with that, but that was just what a biff at the start. You can see a relatively even match. We've had possession a little bit more. The shots about even, so all in all, a pretty equal match, and if we hadn't just, biffed one into the goal for them, we'd have a 1-0 lead here. But alas, that's how it's played out so far, and we're going to have to fight through it. Second half underway here. You see them on the attack. Some space in midfield. I don't like the momentum they've got going here. Able to slow them down a little bit. Oh, a nice move. Pass up ahead. Too close. Too close. Oh, a beautiful stop by Sangaré. The home crowd wants a foul, but that was clean. Beautiful defense by Sangaré. We need more of that. Just a good defensive stop. Up ahead again. Pressure on. Another stop by Badashil. The defense coming up huge here. And able to clear it. Try to get a counterattack, but nothing doing. 68th minute, still 1-1. This has been a very evenly matched game with Cologne. There's Kaseki up ahead to Vindal. Up ahead to Trincao. He's got one man to beat. Pause, cuts back, turns, fires, and it's a goal again. Francisco Trincao with the brace. And he single-handedly gets Werder Bremen back in this game and then makes it their own, giving them a 2-1 lead. Nice ball up ahead from Vindal. Stops, turns, fires, gets it on that preferred left foot, and just gets a strong strike on this. Look at this. Just clean, low, and hard, driven into the net. A beautiful goal by Francisco Trincao, his second of the day. He's been a one-man offensive show today for Werder Bremen, and it's a good thing. So now with a 2-1 lead, heading into the 70th minute, we're going to do a little defense for offense here. Jacques Bajul is going to come into the game for Ryan Gravenberch, and he's going to play in one of those holding pivot positions. He's a good, solid defensive player. On the attack again, Foden into the middle, and it's a third goal! Liberato Kaseki with his first goal of the season, doing some kind of goofy New Zealand dance there to celebrate. Have at it, young fella. We moved Kaseki into a midfield position when we made that sub, and it pays off, gets him in a scoring spot. Look at the run he makes to the middle. Great awareness, all this space in the middle. They're following the ball. Look at all the room Kaseki has. Finds a great spot in the middle of the box there, right around the penalty spot, and Foden just feeds him beautifully. And Kaseki finishes it off. An absolutely beautiful goal. Just powers it by the goalkeeper. And it gives us a 3-1 lead and really puts us in the driver's seat in this game. So 2 late second half goals really have changed the entire outlook of what was a relatively evenly matched game coming into that point. And frankly, this would have been a dominant performance from start to finish had we not given them a free goal at the start. We're going to take Foden out and put in Joshua Wagnerman for defense and really just try to solidify this thing in these last 10-15 minutes with some stoppage time there. Just trying not to do anything stupid here now. Easier said than done. As they get on the attack, of course, they don't like scoring when you score goals. So they're going to come on the attack. They're going to try and do a little damage here. Turns, fires, and we got a ball game. We've got a ball game. I just sub in for defense, and immediately it backfires because FIFA hates when you score a goal or start to pull away. So they're going to close it up. That is bound to happen. A pretty nice strike there. Finds the back of the net, finds a little post, it looks like. Sure enough, there it is. Just outside the outstretched hand of Maximiano. And it hasn't been his best day, that's for sure. So we've got a 3-2 ball game all of a sudden with 10 minutes left. We're one strike away now. The Cologne crowd is fired up. So we got to make one more substitution. We're going to get Jeremy Doku and get that speed on there. Kaseki's had a great game, but he's been running back and forth. He's pretty fatigued. So we're going to get Doku in with his speed, see if he can't help out a little bit. Back on the attack again in stoppage time. This looks like it might be the last chance for Cologne. And they get a decent look. Stopped by Sangaré, and then saved by Maximiano. A corner for Cologne. Late minute corner. A header off the bar. Are you kidding me? Look how close this ends up to tying the game. A clean header. Beats Maximiano. He's nowhere close. And just off the top of the crossbar, it was that close to tying this game up. That would have been absolutely devastating. absolutely crushing. That's really a lot closer than we would have liked this to be. Just trying to run the clock out. Maximiano gives it away again. Boy, has he struggled. Boy, has he struggled. What a terrible decision. We're just trying to run the clock out. And there it is, finally. Finally, the official blows the whistle, and we get out of Cologne with a 3-2 victory by the skin of our teeth in a game that really shouldn't have been this close. We gave them a free goal. They get a late goal. But really a pretty much an overall, I don't want to say a dominant performance, but a strong performance by the Werder Bremen squad in some tough conditions here. And really a game, as you see a floating soccer ball going by there, a game that shouldn't have been this close. A brace for Trincao, an own goal against Maximiano, and 3-2 is your final. And we advance to the next round of the DFB-Pokal. You can see we did dominate possession 60-40. They still outshot us and out-tackled us and had more corners, but we did at least maintain possession throughout the game. So it felt like a little bit of a one-sided performance because of that, and Trincao's brace only leading to help that feeling. So we're able to get out of Cologne with a win, and that's huge because in round 3 we face Union Berlin, which is not a particularly good team. You can see who's left in the DFB Pokal. So we get to draw Union Berlin, which is a really fortunate draw for us, and that's really beneficial for our goals because one of our goals is to reach the round of 16 stage. This win gets us to the round of 32. We've got a weak opponent for the round of 16, so that helps. Next up, we're getting back into Bundesliga action, and we've got SC Freiburg coming to town. We're going to get a home game here, and SC Freiburg is a tough team that's right behind us in the standings, and so things don't get any easier for us. You can see we're gonna stick with this 3-4-2-1. It's really worked well for us. We're going to give Ryan Gravenberch a start in one of these attacking positions. I've been using McKennie up there and had Bajul in the back for some more defense, but we're going to go offense over defense in this particular matchup, and we're going to go with Ryan Gravenberch, who has not had a start yet, but has played well. He's been a sub in a lot of games, and he's been a real good player for us. So, and it's nice having this kind of versatility throughout this roster. So right off the bat, with 10 minutes in, Freiburg on the attack. Nice to be back at home. It's not helping us here. Nice defensive stop by Bada Shield to prevent the early goal. That's been a problem for us, these early goals. We've been down early in a lot of games. But we're unable to clear it. Freiburg back on the attack. Breaks the defense. Bada Shield with the rough touch. And there's an early first goal again. Again, our inability to clear the ball. Bada Shield makes a nice play the first time around, but then gives one up on a man he looked to have marked, but just a terrible first touch. As we take a look at this again, he's got the man marked, but he sticks a foot out, rough first touch, gets in behind him, and an easy goal. And that has been an Achilles heel for us, is playing from behind consistently. I mean, it's been now 4 of the last 5 games we've given up an opening goal and had to play behind, and that is not a recipe for success. But we've been getting away with it, but it's not something we want to continue. 25 minutes in here, back on the attack, up ahead to Foden, cuts back, turns, fires, and just wide. He had a pretty good look there. Foden's a 69 finishing. There's a joke in there somewhere, but he just misses the target wide. He's been dynamite for us. 4 goals in the last 6 games, but only 1 in the last 3, so it's been on a little bit of a dry spell, but he's really carried this offense overall in the season. 36th minute, another close shot for Freiburg. Maximiano bails us out there, but they're getting some good looks on us here early in the first half. One of them already converted. Here's another close look, point break. A save. Was that Simican or Maximiano? I'm not sure who got a foot or a hand or a leg on that. Let's take a closer look. Point blank with a little dink, and looks like Simican off the leg. Right place, right time. An unbelievable save, helps the goalie out and keeps it at 1-0. Easily could have been 2-0, and that is fantastic. A fantastic break for us. But this is a bad break. Simican, who just saved us a goal, gets called for the foul in the box, and this is going to be a penalty kick for Freiburg. What happened? It didn't look like anything. What is this? At best, he stepped on a foot. Barely any contact. May have stepped on a foot. The first penalty kick we've allowed all season comes in a 1-0 game at the end of the first half, and it's just drilled home. Dini drills it home with absolute confidence and domination. Maximiano guessed right, timed it right, still had no chance. Let's take a look. Boom, just blasted past him. Had no chance. It was headfirst into the post. No, his timing wasn't good. That thing was by him. But it was shot with confidence. And on what appeared to be a pretty ticky-tack foul in the box, we go down 2-0 into the half. And you can see they've really dominated this game. I mean, 10 shots, all on target, compared to 3. They've outpossessed us, which is rare, but only by a little bit. But completely dominated in the shots department. And it shows, although only 1 came in actual gameplay. So now that we're down 2-0, what we're going to have to do is we're going to stick with this formation, but we're going to have to go to pressure on heavy touch. Because what that does is, anytime they have any kind of mistake or little inability to convert a pass or something like this right here, we're going to be a lot more pressure on getting that ball back rather than allowing them to maintain it. So it's going to leave us susceptible in some counterattacks, but it's going to help us get some possession back and take advantage of some mistakes, and it's really our only way back in this game now, down 2-0. Here we go, Foden on the attack, into the center for Vindal, and it's an early goal. Early in the second half, on a possession created by a turnover that we probably wouldn't have had I not changed that tactic. So the strategy pays off right away. You can see Vindal just finding the open spot, and Foden, even when he's not scoring, he's a master at setting up other players. He's still key to the offense. So a huge pass and a huge goal to get us back in this game, and it's always nice coming right out of the gate and getting on the board with that rather than waiting and letting them get comfortable and gaining some momentum. So that's huge for the boys in green and white, and now we've got basically the rest of the half to find that second goal, assuming we can hold them off here. So here comes Freiburg back on the attack as the boys get settled back on defense. Freiburg wasting no time here. Up ahead, got a man, and that took no time whatsoever. Dini with a second goal, and you can see clearly the AI engine did not like that I scored. They had something else in mind for this game and just planned on taking matters into their own hands there. I mean, well covered on the pass, well covered on the... I mean, he's just being bodied by Bada Shield there. It is not bad defense, but Dini manages to get one boot on it and a perfect shot, and it's a bit unbelievable, but nevertheless, there goes that part of the lead we got back, and it's a 2-goal game once again. So now we've still got just as much work to do. Here with Gravenberch trying to make something happen on the attack. Out to Foden, fires a decent look, but a nice save. 10 minutes into the second half, we've got just as much work to do as the first half. Foden, you can see, that was on net. That was on net. It was a necessary save and a nice one. So in the 68th minute, we're gonna make a substitution here and bring on the speedster Doku, and he's great to come off the bench as the other team gets tired. His speed just plays up even that much further, and there you can see him getting a steal up ahead to Foden. Now we've got some transition up ahead to Doku, and he's got a man to beat, and he beats him no problem with that blazing speed. And there it is, the speed pays off. That's a foul in the box, and now we're gonna get a penalty kick.
He gave the penalty straight away.
The penalty is reciprocated. Look at this. This could be a game changer. Doku's speed is a game changer. Beats his man. The guy has a desperation attempt at the ball and can't do it, and Phil Foden lines up for the penalty kick. He's 1 for 2 on the year. He's looking for a spot in the right-hand corner. Puts a good boot on it, and there it is. Freezes the goalkeeper. And it's 3-2. We've got a ball game. We've got a ball game with 18 minutes left. We have a match on our hands, and the Werder Bremen crowd is back in this thing. Phil Foden, after missing his first of the year, has hit 2 straight from the spot. Steps up and drills a big kick, and we are back in this match. Unbelievably so. Doku with the speed to draw the foul, Foden to convert it. and now we've got a ball game 3-2. Gonna get some fresh legs in the game. Gonna bring in Joshua Wagnerman for Owen Vindal and see if we can't use some stamina to get us back in this game. And we've also got to make another tactic switch. We're running out of time, so we've got to go to constant pressure. Really got to put the pressure on them. 9 minutes left. Need to get the ball at every attempt. Look at that off the top of the goalpost. They almost make it 4-2. They almost get their 2-goal lead back. What a break. Now on the return. Up ahead, Doku with the speed again. Beats his man. You cannot stop him. Has a guy in front. And there it is. The equalizer to Francisco Trincao. Doku with the speed just blows by his man. Finds a teammate in front of the net. The goalkeeper unable to come out and stop it. And Francisco Trincao equalizes it in the 87th minute. And that's how it's going to end, folks. An improbable 3-3 tie. You can see the domination. We rarely get outpossessed, but we did here. We got outshot almost 2-1. But the draw gets us a much-needed point, considering they are still tied with us. SC Freiburg still sitting in 9th and 10th respectively. So that was a very even match, and it ended up that way. And you can see where we are in the standings and what we have set in front of us as we travel to Borussia Mönchengladbach for our next Bundesliga match. Biggest change here, Jeremy Doku's going to get his first start of the season. We're going to see if we can't put that speed to good use for more than just 20 minutes a game. So picking it up 2 minutes in here, and we're going to see if for once we can get out to a decent start and not give up an early goal or maybe even score first. I know it's a novel concept. You can see right off the bat the pressure that Borussia Mönchengladbach's going to put on us. And once again, I mean, that creates a problem, but also creates opportunities. As you can see right away, the kind of counterattacks that gets us. Trincao with an open look, but a nice save by the goalkeeper. But you can see what happens when they put that pressure on us. It does create opportunities. It also creates opportunities for them. And there's an early one, and we're going to get a double doink off the right post, off the left, and in the goal. And once again, we are down 1-0 inside of 10 minutes. Unbelievable. It looked like Maximiano got a hand on that. Let's see it. Did he? He sure did, but not enough to deflect it. Wasn't going in after the first hit off the goalpost. Bounces in off the second. And yet again, we're playing from behind. It's been the story of our season. But hey, now we're on the attack. Up ahead to McKennie. Another point-blank stop going out of bounds. And there's Trincao. From a tough angle, Francisco Trincao, who has been unstoppable of late since he moved to that striker position. With a goal from an inexplicable angle, let's take a look. The nice save off McKinney's shot and the last-ditch effort as it's going out of bounds. Look at this angle. He's got one lane there. The goalkeeper can't get back. The defense can't get back. His momentum carrying him out of bounds. And Francisco Trincao with a flurry of goals lately. Truly becoming the striker we needed. And frankly, Josh Sargent may never see the pitch again. I'm sorry to say. Trincao's been unbelievable. Up to the 28th minute, and looks like Weston McKennie just got kneed in the balls. Whatever it is, it's going to be an injury. He needs to come off. And this is a pretty devastating injury. We have to hope he's not going to be out too long. But we're going to go defense here. Jaka Bajul's going to take over for him in that holding defensive midfielder position. So back on the attack, 38th minute. Doku with some room. Up ahead to Trincao, an open look. And there's no problem finishing for Francisco Trincao. And he's got another brace. Second in 3 games. He has been unbelievable of late. You can see the defender has to choose a player to guard, and the other one was just going to be open, and sure enough, the pass goes right up to Trincao, and all he's got to do is beat the goalkeeper. He draws him out and gets it by him. A beautiful piece of team football and a great finish by Francisco Trincao, who's now up to 6 goals on the Bundesliga season. So that's going to get us to halftime with a 2-1 lead, but they are drastically outpossessing us. I mean, that's as bad as we've had all season. The shots are close to even and we've converted more, but that is as one-sided as the possession has been for us in a half of play all year. So a relatively even match despite the 1-goal lead, and we're going to have to see how that plays out in the second half as you see them firing away from long range on a shot that really is getting a lot closer to the goal than I would have liked. Wow, a lot more on that than I thought. So Mönchengladbach coming out guns a-blazing early in the second half here, and here they go again, trying to make something happen in the half field. And this just feels like a possession that I don't like, the way this is going to go. Look at him just ball on a string here, pass ahead, and shot stopped and then kicked in at the last moment on the rebound. And I'll tell you play enough of these games, you can just feel it. You can feel certain possessions where you just know this is not going to end well. This is not going to end well. I got to clear this damn thing, and I can't. The guy's got the ball on the string, little punch ahead, a great pass. Maximiano makes the first save, but the rebound is right there, wide open, point blank, and there's nothing anybody can do. Turns, fires, done. And we got ourselves a tie ball game here. It's unbelievable. So it's almost expected at this point that they were going to even this thing up. Now we just have to make sure we don't give it away, while also trying to get these other 2 points back. I don't want to get out of here with 1 point. I want 3. I had this game in the bag. And here we go. A pass up ahead to Phil Foden. On the break. He's got guys. A cross pass. Trincao gets out of the way. And it's Jeremy Doku. Jeremy Doku with his first goal of the season in his first start. And look at his teammates pile on. Phil Foden with the beautiful assist. And it looked like he had Francisco Trincao. Let's take a look at this. He had options here. 2 guys to choose from. Trincao gets out of the way. He may have been offsides. Hard to tell. And in this day and age, you never know how that call's going to go. Is Trincao offsides or not? It looks like maybe even he couldn't tell. So he just wisely gets out of the way, knowing that Doku is on the other side. Tremendous awareness. And there's Jeremy Doku with what will probably go down as the easiest goal of his career, no matter how many he scores. But that blazing speed, getting him into position for the go-ahead goal to take this from a disappointing tie to an exciting win. And you can see how this match was relatively one-sided in terms of possession and shots on goal, but we had it where it counted in terms of goals scored and finishing out those opportunities. And that gets us, it keeps us in 9th, but takes us to a whole new level. And at 17 points, we're still 13 points out of the lead, but we are, we're only a few points out of a European spot. Now, how about that McKinney injury? Luckily, it's only for 5 days with a bruised shoulder. I said it looked like he got kicked in the balls. Apparently, it was a shoulder injury. Frankly, that's probably better for him. 5 days is not going to hurt us. That could have been a lot worse. I was pretty fearful of what that was going to do. That's not a guy we want to lose. You can see right there, we don't have a game in the next 5 days, so we're all right. And we have Schalke coming to town in about 2 weeks. He'll be back for them. And then Wolfsburg that following weekend before we take on Union Berlin in the domestic cup action. So we've got a couple of games coming up, but we got a little time to get healthy there and get ourselves in gear before we kick it into action again. That's going to do it here for episode 10 of Werder Bremen Retake the Bundesliga. Don't forget to follow us on social media, Total FIFA CM on Twitter, Total FIFA Career Mode on Instagram, and TotalFIFACareerMode.com was our website. Thanks for joining us here on Total FIFA Career